famous train street. The train is passing cafes, just like a one beat from sitting people. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time here, my name is Robert and I slow travel the world and currently I am exploring Vietnam. Today I am inviting you to taking a ride, well, sort of, through one of Hanoi's most unique and Instagram famous spots, Train Street. Yes, you heard that right. A street where a train actually comes just inches away from cafes, homes, and of course curious tourists like me and maybe potentially you. I have to tell you, it's an interesting experience, thrilling and nerve-wracking at the same time. I'm going to tell you about it, so if you are ready, let's dive into the fascinating world of Hanoi's Train Street. So, what exactly is Hanoi Train Street? Picture this, a narrow residential street lined with cafes, homes, and local shops, where a train passes through not just once, but several times a day. The street is so narrow that when the train comes through, you can practically reach out and touch it while you sit at your coffee table. However, I wouldn't recommend trying that. Located in the heart of Hanoi, this unique spot has become a must-see for tourists looking to capture the perfect photo or just experience something completely out of ordinary. But Train Street isn't just about the thrill of dodging a spinning train. It's also a place important for history and local culture. Hanoi Train Street is located in the Old Quarter, one of the most vibrant and historic parts of the city. Specifically, the street runs along Phuong Huong and Le Duan streets. It's just a short walk from Hanoi's main train station, making it easy to find if you are up for a little adventure. Now let's talk history. The tracks were originally laid during the French colonial period in the early 1900s, and they are still in use today. Back then, the railway was a key transportation route for both goods and people, connecting Hanoi with other parts of Vietnam. But as the city grew, homes and businesses began to spring up dangerously close to the tracks, leading to the creation of what we know now as Train Street. It is hard to imagine, but for the people who live here, this daily encounter with a speeding train is just a normal part of life. In fact, it's become so integrated into the neighborhood that many locals have set up small cafes and eateries right alongside the tracks. Of course, for the reason, all those businesses are offering tourists a front row seat to the action. So, how often does this train actually come through? Well, the train typically passes through several times a day, with the most popular times being in the late afternoon and early evening. The exact schedule can vary, but trains generally come through around 3:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m., give or take a few minutes. Now, let's talk about the elephant, or should I say the train, in the room: safety. As you can imagine, having a train zoom past just inches from where you're sipping your coffee can be a bit risky. And of course, there have been a few close calls and minor accidents over the years, usually involving tourists who were a little too focused on getting the perfect selfie and not enough on the massive locomotive heading their way. One thing you will notice is that as soon as the train is about to come through, the local cafe owners spring into the action. They will quickly fold up tables, move chairs, and make sure everyone is standing in a safe spot, usually pressed up against the walls of the buildings. But here is where the light humor comes in. As the train approaches, There is always that one person who doesn't seem to realize what's happening until the last possible second. You will see them confused, not sure where to move, wide-eyed as the train comes through. It is a bit like a real-life game of chicken, except with a 400-ton train, and unfortunately the train always wins. So while it's all fun and games, it's important to stay alert and listen to the locals. They know what they are doing. Before we'll move to the next section, which will be interesting facts about Hanoi Train Street, I wanted to ask you to like, share and subscribe. It will definitely motivate me to make better videos and we'll stay connected. Also, I'll be very happy to hear your comments on my videos and on anything related. And since this is a new channel and I don't have so many subscribers, I'll be happy to respond to everyone. That's my promise. Thank you. Now that we covered the basics, let's dive into some interesting facts about Hanoi Train Street that you may not know. Despite the danger, or maybe because of it, Hanoi Train Street has become one of the city's top tourist attractions. It is a popular spot for photographers and thrill seekers, and you will often see crowds gathered along the tracks waiting for the train to make its dramatic entrance. Most of the cafes and shops along Train Street cater specifically to tourists, offering special train watching seats and even train-themed menus. Some cafes will even time your coffee so it is served just as the train goes by. Talk about the adrenaline rush with your caffeine fix. For the locals, Train Street is just a part of their daily routine. Kids play along the tracks, neighbors chat across the rails, and life goes on as usual, until the train whistle blows, of course. It is fascinating to see how people adapt to their environment, no matter how unusual it might be. In case, if you decide to visit Hanoi and see the Train Street, here are some photography tips. If you are planning to visit Train Street, here is pro tip for photographers. The best shots are usually taken from the lower angle, capturing the train as it approaches with the colorful buildings on either side. And remember, the most important thing is safety. No photo is worth risking your life for. Given the popularity of Train Street, it's not surprising that the authorities have had to step in to ensure safety. In recent years, there have been some efforts to close down the cafes and prevent tourists from getting too close to the tracks. However, these measures have been met with resistance from both locals and tourists, who argue that Train Street is a unique cultural experience that should be preserved. As of now, the street is still open to the public, but it's always a good idea to check the latest information before you go, as things can change quickly. The best way to stay updated is to ask locals or check with your hotel. So, if you'd like to conclude, Hanoi Train Street is one of a kind experience that offers a thrilling mix of history, culture, and a bit of danger. It is a place where you can see the blending of old and new Hanoi, and where you can witness firsthand how locals have turned a potentially hazardous situation into a thriving business opportunity and tourist attraction. And remember, with great fun comes great responsibility. If you are planning to visit, make sure to stay alert, follow the safety rules, and listen to the locals. They have been doing this for years and they know best. And of course, don't forget to enjoy the ride. After all, how many places in the world let you sip a coffee while a train passes by just inches from your table? Thank you again for joining me on this walk to Hanoi Train Street. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of my future adventures. And if you have visited or maybe planning to visit Hanoi Trend Street, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your comments. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring.